Good morning. It is, oh, there's my camera. It is 10:37 a.m. on Saturday, October 14th, 2017. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So I feel like I have a lot to talk about today just because first, yesterday I watched the epilogue finale closing chapter of Critical Role, the first Critical Role campaign. And it was super emotional and really awesome, and I was really happy with that. But then also, I watched a movie called Colossal last night, which I think is really interesting to talk about. And I also want to just briefly talk about how I got a new t shirt. Let me just that I'm really happy with. I like this t-shirt a lot. It's from the characters of a game called Night in the Woods, which is excellent. I talked a little bit about it in previous videos, actually, so you could probably go back and check it out. But those characters really have kind of lived on in my brain, and I like this t-shirt. So let me, I guess, just go back in reverse order then. The uh, the movie Colossal, I won't tell you too much more about it than what you might already know, just because I think, although I am typically not as sensitive to spoilers as I know a lot of people are, uh, I think that there are, some stories that are better, when they unfold naturally. But what it gets into, the basic, ad copy premise of it is that a young woman played by Anne Hathaway is kind of in a transitional period in her life, having been kicked out by her boyfriend, and finds that she is somehow mysteriously connected to a giant monster that's been attacking Korea. So that's interesting. But the movie is, I think, different than what you might expect in terms of really exploring relationships and how, relationships can be toxic, and, people who are a little self-destructive anyway can sometimes fall into traps related to that. I don't want to say more, but I will just vouch for it that I think it's really good and a little more intense, but not in a gory way or anything like that, than you might be expecting based on a premise that at first seems a little silly. But anyway, I like that a lot. Also, Critical Role, the finale. I talked, I think, a little bit about how when they had their big epic battle, the end boss battle, but this most recent one was the after effects, and then having there was just so much earned drama between the characters who had been in this story for so long, and it just really is exciting seeing a conclusion to all of that and having that kind of come in and be, drawing that to a close and seeing all of these people that, I've watched for so many hours be very emotional about finishing up with those characters. And some of them have happy endings, and some have slightly sad endings. Some of them have bittersweet, and it's just a really wonderful thing. And even though, certainly if you've not watched any of Critical Role, it's there's a lot of content there, a lot of really long episodes. But boy, I'm so glad that I took the ride, and it was a big part of making me the fan of Dungeons and Dragons that I am today. I am, in fact, preparing to run another Curse of Strahd session later today. And so in my head, I'm kind of already processing, like, well, okay, gotta go to the grocery store first, and then I gotta go to the package store. But going to be getting it together and doing that. And so I'm, there's good stuff out there. Yep. I feel like there was actually something else I was going to talk about too, but now I can't remember. Alas. But so, Critical Role, awesome. even though it's like 400 hours plus of content. So it's a significant investment of time to try to catch up on that. But there's so much of it. It's great. And Colossal, also really good. And Night in the Woods, good. And plus, cool t shirt. So I think I'll leave it there and I'll talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes with the second to last installment of my Avatar The Last Airbender rewatch. Almost to the end of that one. But then, I'll talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes.